Welcome everybody to the tutorial Text Recognition with LearningML. This is the third tutorial in a series of videos introducing you to LearningML, a platform to teach and learn about machine learning designed in the context of the Erasmus Plus project FIAS. In this tutorial, we will use the LearningML application to build an AI model that can classify text. Recall that an AI model is basically a mapping between an input, here text, and an output, here a class. What we will do today is build a model that understands whether you want to switch a light on or off. We want sentences or ordered to be classified as either I want the light to be switched on or I want the light to be switched off. In the next tutorial, we will then use this model to program a virtual assistant that asks you how it can assist you. Let's start and go to the web application. So as before, we can choose between two versions, a stable version and a beta version. So the beta version has more functionality, but is still being tested. So for now, let's use the stable version. Today we are interested in text, so we click on Recognize Text. As before, we see three parts: train, learn, and try. So recall that in machine learning, models are trained and they will learn how to classify texts by looking at the training examples that we will provide. Then these training examples will be used to create the model. The algorithm behind this will learn a mapping from text to the classes switch on and switch off. And finally, we can test our model. So let's start with the first step, adding our training examples, the data that will be used to train the model. So we add two classes. A first one called switch on and a second one called switch off, not if. And now we add some examples. Let's add 4 sentences for each class. And let's mix it up a bit and give several variants. So let's start with switch off. So first example could be turn the lights off. A second one, switch off the lights. A third one, will you switch off the lights? Turn it off, please. So let's try with these 4. And then for switch on, we also add some examples. Turn on the light. Can you switch on the lights? Third one, something different. I need more light. And let's add the last one. Switch it on, please. The second step. Okay, so our model has been trained, so we can use it and we can test it. So let's test it on some examples. For instance, lights off, please. Let's see what this says. Yes, so it's an 88.29% confidence that that should be switched off. So that's good. Let's try something else. So very short, off. Yes, so that's even 90%. Maybe something else like out. Then I also assume that the lights should be switched off. Let's check that. Okay, so that's not working really well. So now it's 63% confidence that that should be switched on. So that's not good. So maybe it's because in our examples here for switch off, the word out is missing, so maybe it could be that. So let's add another example to our training data. So for instance, turn the light out. Okay, and then we retrain the model. So every time you add examples, you need to retrain the model. And let's check again how well it does for out. So now it does much better. So there is 72% of confidence that this should be switched off. Let's also try our maybe on, just to make sure that it also works for switch on. Yep, so that's really good. We had like the other test example we had before, lights off, please. Okay, so that's still working really well. Okay, so you can repeat this step of adding more training examples and retraining the model as many times as you want, until you are happy with the accuracy of the model when you test it on new examples, so examples that were not part of the training examples. So as before, you can save your project either to your computer, or you can save it in the cloud if you have a LearningML account. In the next video, we will use this model to implement a virtual assistant in our programming platform. See you then.